y'all? It's Black Nerd Planet. It's been a little Black Nerd vacation.
You said that with like the sigh in between.
Trying to get my energy.
Where's the excitement? Where's the energy?
That's all you. I'll let you bring that energy.
I have used cars. I never sold a car in my life, nor do I want to. But that's always the voice that I've gone to.
I can't be no type of salesman at all.
My dad sold cars when I was a kid, and I don't know how good he was at it. But I guess he said he also hated it too, so that's probably why he stopped doing it.
Selling cars don't sound fun.
So, yeah, any type of salesman thing doesn't sound fun to me.
Nah.
Talking to somebody I can't make you buy anything. I'm sorry, I'm not Jay-Z. Can't sell water to a whale.
Got no selling points.
Well, man, like you said, it's been a while. I'm Jordan. If people may or may not forgot or just may not care, but that's my name.
It's your boy M.
The boy M.
Classic on them, you know.
That's how I'm going to say it. That's the boy M. It can't just be M.
It's a whole thing. It's like a Tribe Called Quest. I got a buddy. We call him a name like that.
Like a pimp named Slickback?
Yeah. He got a full whole, like, phrase of a name.
10 words.
My boy Jimmy, we call him, which, it's not for everybody. It's really just for,
that
circle.
Yeah. But some nicknames gotta be like that.
Yeah.
Somebody else say it.
Beat up.
You call me what, man?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, what? No. We just met 2 seconds ago,
not
man.
Me. No.
Okay, who told you?
Yeah. Who you know? Where you from, man? We don't know you around here.
But I don't even know what to ask, man.
So, well, I'll just go right into what I've been up to.
Yeah.
For the most part, I've been watching Masterchef season 10.
Masterchef.
Yeah, I like, I talked about that before, where I like cooking shows and stuff. And Masterchef is one of those shows that I like. So, been watching.
Season 10?
Yeah.
It's like, shows like that. How many episodes are those seasons?
Well, I'm not sure. I think I'm on episode like 11 or something like that. But it's one of those shows where I don't want to like read the description for the next episode because I feel like it's going to tell me the whole episode. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm just like watching it right now just as if it was coming on TV or something.
Okay.
But, just binging it though still.
What does that come on, Fox? Or? Okay. Is that the same with the guy that always be yelling, or is that different?
Yeah, Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah. Is he actually like a good cook?
Yeah, he can make, man, like the stuff that, cause like usually what'll happen is they'll give him a challenge to cook certain foods or whatever to make a certain dish, and then like he'll do a little
rendition of it.
And like here's how you do it, basically a little tutorial for the chefs,
nerds.
For the chefs to have like an idea of how to make it or whatever.
This is how you poach eggs, loser.
Exactly. So yeah, I've been watching that. I really like that show. It's pretty crazy. I don't know, because to be a chef, it's a chaotic job, especially like in the competition. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be like, I'm on here with the burgers. Yeah, for sure. It's very dramatic. So, but that's cool. And then I've been playing hella Link's Awakening also.
Yeah. How many dungeons have you got through? Well, first, I ask that first. This is your first like classic style Link game, or Zelda game, I guess I should say, or Link game, whatever, depending on who you ask. How do you feel about that classic grid based dungeon to dungeon style that Link's Awakening has?
I'm having a good time. I mean, it's just, puzzles and stuff basically. Yeah. So I guess if I would have been the person that I am today, I guess maybe I would have been into that as a kid. If I would have tried it, I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm having a good time so far. And to answer your other question, I have done 5 dungeons.
Okay.
So
I think there's 8, I believe.
I think so too, yep. So geez, I can't talk. I'm moving through there, but I'm also trying to do the like side trading sequence thing or whatever too, but it's kind of hard because, like, I don't be using the little markers that you can place on the map, and then I'll see something and then be like, oh, yeah, I know who that is. Where, you know what I'm saying? It comes time where I need to use that space, but Then I'm like, oh, it was around here somewhere. I know I had to climb this mountain. And so it's just trying to, remember that stuff and like go to certain areas or whatever.
It's funny that you say that because I've probably done 5 of the 8 dungeons in the original version or the DX version that's on the 3DS. I wish I would have beat it, but on there, it's a lot of stuff that in the newer one that I'm sure I would appreciate because like quality of life changes, like you said with those markers. Because in the original, it's like the trading thing is there, and it's kind of, and for me, because halfway I don't pay attention, and then when you go and come back to a game, you kind of forget. So like having those markers is there for like a definite reason because I'll be like, okay, why? And it's like you gotta get. I think you get the boomerang or something from that.
And I've done like, which I ain't going. It's no spoilers or nothing, but I've done quite a bit of them. You know what I'm saying? Like where I guess you could almost say I am as far as I am doing dungeons with the trading part of it. Basically, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like. It matches up where I have the right tools to do certain stuff to get certain areas, basically. So that's where I'm at with that. But yeah, I've been spending a lot of time on that, actually. I've been switching between that and Castle Crashers. But on Castle Crashers, I'm at the point where the enemies are a little bit stronger than me or something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm dying real easy, so I'm chilling on that right now. And I've been playing that by myself, and I feel like it's a little bit easier when you're playing with other people. So
yeah, I got with Link's Awakening. I'm not trying to take over what you've been doing, but Link's Awakening wise, since I've played some of the original, and that was like $10 or whatever on the 3DS virtual console, and buying the new one is $60. So it's kind of like, okay, I know it's not a long game. And it's definitely, we always talk about what's worth to you, But, on that, a lot of people are like, it takes like 10, 14 hours, depending on if you know what you're doing and all that kind of stuff. So I'm kind of like, man, I mean, it's all about how much you enjoy something if it matters to you. But it's like, dang, $60. And then it's like, well, I guess I can wait. It's not going anywhere.
And like I don't know. You already played. I mean, it's basically the same thing, especially from like some of the videos that I've watched on some parts where I've had trouble. Is they, are comparing it to the old one or even just seeing them like up next videos or whatever. And it's like saying it's the same thing basically or whatever. But the difference, I guess, between me and you right at this point for this game specifically is that, like you said, this is my first time really playing this style of game really or whatever, or actually even playing Zelda like that. So it's cool to me, and like you said, I mean, it's just all about what you feel like playing or whatever. And as like I said, it's my first time playing it, so I'm having a good time.
Yeah, my history with Zelda is pretty weird though, which I'm pretty sure I've talked about months ago. Excuse me, because I didn't play one until, I believe I didn't play Zelda until Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask were like on the combo pack on the GameCube. And me, I just struggle. I don't know, like I always like, am I just like a dumb gamer? Which I probably am. Because those games, obviously it's puzzle based and it's certain stuff, it's like, man, it's probably a lot of my impatience that leads me to just be like, all right, I don't want to even try to figure this out.
Yeah, because some of them are a little bit more difficult than the others where it's like, dang, okay, I need to chill for a second, I need to take a little break and come back to it and play it in a couple hours or whatever.
And with Link's Awakening, one of the big things that hurts it, like the Game Boy version, is that, Game Boy had 2 buttons or whatever. And the way they did it was like, and I'm sure you've seen in the videos, like you can't, like, Link always has his sword and shield out typically, like in modern days, but on that Game Boy one, he either have to like have those out or like other items out. And like every room calls for like different items, so you like continually have to click pause and switch and stuff. So I know on this one that like that worry's not there anymore.
But it is still that though, where it's not, you can switch out items for X and Y.
Okay,
so you still kind of gotta do that.
Like, yeah, and that's kind of typical to Zelda as a whole nowadays.
And like, Yeah, so it's just stuff like, I mean, like you said, it's pretty much the same where, you gotta swap it out, but you still got access to more buttons. And
Yeah, but you don't lose your sword and shield either, which is like the main thing.
For sure.
But you said with Castle Crashers, which I have not played, and this is an old game now, at least 10 years old, I'm thinking, how is that on like is it the still same enjoyment you had originally?
Excuse me. Yeah, it is. I like that game a lot. And I was playing it a lot when it came out. Of course, I was playing that with my friends. So like I had a little, a couple of...
Is it online, I'm assuming?
Okay. Yeah, it is. I haven't done that yet. Like I said, I just been playing it by myself mostly.
Yeah.
And just kind of running through the map or whatever. But yeah, it's still the same game. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like a huge game or nothing like crazy on the Xbox 360. When it dropped, it was part of that Xbox arcade thing that they was doing.
It kind of has a cult following, which Link's Awakening kind of has the same thing too. But yeah, keep going.
But yeah, so that's pretty much as far as I got with Castle Crashers. I mean, I got 2, well, maybe 3 nights that so I tried with the pink one, but I think I'm only like level 5 or something with that one, maybe 6. The purple one is like 19 or 18, and then the blue one, the Ice Knight or whatever, it's like 30. That's my strongest knight, I suppose. But that's only because it's like a sequence to unlock characters. And each character has a certain sequence. Like you beat it with the blue one, and then you get this character. And then you beat it with that character, and you get this character. So
it kind of makes me think of Monster Hunter weapon trees a little bit.
Yeah. So it's like that where that's basically what I'm doing. And I realized halfway through playing with the Purple Knight that the characters that I wanted to unlock, I needed to play with the blue one. So I went back and started with the blue one.
So I'm assuming you do, because it's co-op obviously, but you only run with one character at a time. Like there's not like CPU buddies or anything.
It's just you if you out there by yourself.
Okay. Some reason I thought that like it was always multiple out there at once. I'm ignorant.
I mean, nah, it's that kind of game though where it kind of gives you those vibes, so it makes sense. But nah, it's just you if you playing by yourself. Which I mean, on that game, like I was saying earlier, it does kind of help to be playing with at least one other person, just based on how well you can play, I suppose. But it's still a good time though.
Shoot, with those games, any other games you really been trying to get into? I seen you been playing Apex a little bit.
Yeah, I got on there just cause like, I don't know, just something just like mindless bullcrap real quick. It wasn't like, I wasn't actually, matter of fact, Isaac had hit me up and asked me if I wanted to play. So I got on there with him and we won a regular match and we won a ranked match and then pretty much got off.
Yeah, I haven't played in weeks, definitely at this point. But no, it's been all Monster Hunter for me.
And I tried to play that a little bit yesterday. And I seen you was online and I was gonna play it. But as it was loading up, I was like, man, I ain't in the mood for this. It was late at that point. And I was like, I wasn't like sleep, but when you know if you gonna be able to play a game or not, or you know what I'm saying, really invest in whatever you're about to do. Based on your energy levels like that, I was just like, nah, this ain't the right time.
Yeah.
I be done fell asleep or not been able to do what I was doing because I was trying to fight some kind of monster in the swamps. And I mean, I was fighting it. I guess, I don't know. It take a long time. You know what I'm saying? And it don't tell you like what the health is. It just kind of shows you that little EKG monitor thing at the bottom. So it's like, is the heart rate increased? I don't know, man. I don't think it's going. So I didn't end up finishing that quest basically. And that was the last thing I did on there.
That'll segue me, I guess, unless you still got other stuff.
Nah, that's it. We can get on that or into something else.
Yeah, with Iceborne, Monster Hunter World Iceborne, I just beat the first Elder Dragon. That's like the cover art, the Velkhana, the Ice Dragon, and it took me like 3 or 4 tries. I didn't. I don't think I tried to solo it at any time. each time I did on Monster Hunter, you do the SOS flares, calling for help. Because I was like, man, I just can't. Like, because it got to a point where, like, a week ago, I got to the variation of Agennath, the T-Rex looking thing that's like lightning version. And I was like, man, these dudes is hitting hard now. And anybody that's played Monster Hunter knows that the monsters hit hard. But in Iceborne, it's about Master Rank, which in past games it was called G Rank. I don't really know what G meant, like Grand or something maybe. I don't know. But Master Rank is like, get your shit together. Like, you gotta really like armor up, stat yourself up the right way and everything. But it's fun. Like, getting it, like, once you like really get into like that cycle, you start really understanding, like, all right, this is like the armor I want, this is the weapon I want, or like different stuff, and you gotta switch around, enough, blah blah blah. But I did get to the Valkana part, which is kind of like it makes it seem like that's the end of the story mode, but it's not. It's kind of like you beat them, and spoiler alert, like there's more monsters to fight and everything, which was gonna happen regardless. But it was like the way they did it was kind of like a movie, like where. Like Star Wars or something, like, oh, we kind of stopped this one, but there's some more niggas around the corner waiting. But I'm having fun though. But like you said, where you're gonna be playing for a minute, like at least an hour, and you gotta at least play an hour at a time, just based on like what you need to get done or like the monsters you're gonna fight. It's definitely getting like to the point where at first like fights would probably go like 20 minutes, 25. And now they're getting to like the 30 to 40 minute range, depending on like what's going on. Because every mission max time you get is 50 minutes. Yeah. So like when I did Valkana, when I had help, I think that went 35, 40 minutes. But it's like, it's funny because I don't know why I assume that everybody that plays Monster Hunter is like good. And I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, just because every time I see people online, they're like, I'm a monster at this game. You know what I mean? And then you play and there's like people fainting left and right and you die and fail the quest. Even though I like, I'm not that great either. Yeah. But, it's fun though, man. Like the monsters get like crazy abilities and like bigger and faster and just like capabilities of like taking half your health on one hit if you don't know what you're doing. Like it's fun though, and it's just funny like seeing how much abuse you can put on the monsters or how much they can do to you.
How much fight they got in them.
Well, one thing that's really good about Iceborne is that the armor is just like so distinct this time. Like it's something that you definitely would have to see. Like when you get through regular world where the armor is pretty crazy looking, but when you get to the Master Rank variations that they've made of monsters and the new ones, like man, like the sets are so tight. Like obviously getting them takes time, but it's just, and even the weapons, like they look a lot better. Some better than others, depending on what you like to play with. But
and that's the thing. I think that is, I guess, why I'm kind of hesitant on playing it is like I'm still kind of in the beginning stages, and not to, it's not that it's boring or nothing, but things are kind of difficult fighting regular monsters and stuff because that's how it is in the beginning, and it's just that grind that you got to go through in the beginning, and like when you first start a game like that, that's like, oh damn, man, I gotta get out of here.
Yeah, and this is your first experience with Monster Hunter 2, which I'm sure there's millions of other people that were trying this one for the first time, so it's definitely like I always say, it's a learning curve in there for sure.
Because my buddy Lamont, he was over there the other day. Well, yesterday, whatever. And I turned it on, and he was like, "What? Boy, you playing the RPG? Boy, you growing up, man. What's wrong with you?" And it's just funny because it's like, I'm like, well, if I play other games, I try stuff out. I give stuff a chance, depending on, how much interest I have in it. Otherwise, I mean, it would be kind of goofy to just be playing stuff because, everybody else is playing it. Or if it's not even something that I'm interested in or whatever.
Yeah, man, you just gotta give it a little more time is all I think.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, like I said, because I like it. And, it's tight, especially as far as like how everything looks. But, like I said, you just gotta get through that grind. Just gotta grind in the beginning.
Yeah, once you figure out you know, because there's like 15 different types of weapons, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Like once you figure out the one that you're comfortable with and the armor sets that, you know, kind of work for you and all that, and just it's about learning yourself as a hunter, which is the game, but also learning the monsters, which is also a fun part.
Mm-hmm.
And even with my one complaint is that they do rely on variations of monsters, which, I mean, all animals and whatever have variations, so it makes sense. But it's like, okay, you could have probably made another design, but also there's a big difference between a regular of this one and then the other version, depending like the way they attack you and the way element attacks and stuff like that. So I won't stay on that for much longer, but that's definitely been I put another. I think when I started playing Monster Hunter, I was at like 150-ish hours.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm over 200 now. But some of that is it just sitting there, but you know, I've at least put another like 40 or some hours in there, like easy. It's not hard to do though.
And it's also crazy, cause like, I mean, and I guess not crazy, but when I was trying to fight that swamp monster or whatever,
that's so funny.
I had to go like open up the door and stuff or whatever I was doing, something else, and it's like, you know, you can't really pause it or nothing. Yeah. So it's like, damn, man, am I gonna be safe if I just stand right here? Am I gonna faint? Someone gonna walk up and kill me while I'm in the back? So it's definitely like, you know, we saying one of them things where you gotta dedicate some time to it for sure.
Yeah, it's legit though.
Mm-hmm.
What else have I been doing? I played a little more Astral Chain the other day. I'm like halfway through it, I think. I just need to get through it. I'm not bored with it, but I think at the moment I was playing it, like I was doing a lot of the slow, like detective parts, and I was like, all right, I don't really feel like doing this right now. And I was in a car too, and I realized. Well, I really realized this some years ago, but it definitely became apparent that I get car sick like when I'm in the passenger seat.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom was saying some people are like that because I don't get car sick when I'm driving, but when other people are, especially like on a highway or something, I'd be like, but yeah, I've been playing that a little bit. I'm still trying to get through Fire Emblem. I'm just like, man, I still like it. But I'm just like, man, I think I need to get to a point where I'm just kind of auto battling and stuff like it lets you. Because I'm like, man, I don't want to keep going through clicking these buttons and trying to get to like the next like half of the game. Mm-hmm. Especially when I just really want to play like Monster Hunter and stuff. What else have I really been doing? I've been watching Demon Slayer, and I'm going to keep telling you to watch it. I know you watching Masterchef. But I got a last episode just came out for the season, so I'm about to watch that probably today or whatever. I saw that, well, I don't know why I said it like that. Dragon Quest XI S for the Switch came out, and I already bought it just regular 11 on PlayStation like last December or something when it was on sale. And then I was like, well, I don't really need to buy it again. But then I'm like, crap, everybody's saying this version's like way better. And I'm just like, God damn it. So I ended up buying it. Like, yeah, because I was like, I'm not going to play it on the PlayStation. You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather do like Apex and Monster Hunter stuff on there. And like RPGs, unless it's like no other option. I just need to play it on the Switch. Because, you know what I mean? The time investment, man. Like,
you just got to you got to be able to pick it up real quick, get it going. Play for a minute, turn it off, and be off of it.
And it's pretty weird because Dragon Quest is very big in Japan, like to the point where like when it comes out, it's kind of like when Jays would come out years ago and people actually cared and like take off the work to go get them type thing. And like in America, it's getting to the point of like more popularity. And every time like a Dragon Quest comes out, they don't stock enough. Because, you know, they don't think they're going to sell that many, I guess. It's even when I was looking at it for, like, a GameStop and some other stores, they'd only have, like, one copy or something, which is because they've done a lot of promotion for it. And also, I'm pretty sure they didn't think, you know what I'm saying, they're really going to run through it like that. Yeah. It's like some stores, like, sold out. I'm like, man, that's crazy. I got it off of Amazon because they had it for $50 instead of $60. So I was like, that's better also. But a lot of people are just like, man, you gotta play it, you know, online and stuff. It's weird how the internet works. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's just because it's the circle that I'm in on like social media where that's just what I'm seeing. It's like hella positivity. It's like, man, where did this come from? You know what I mean? Like, it's just kind of weird. Because even with like Link's Awakening, you're talking about how, well, not necessarily you were talking about, but just in terms of like people being like, oh man, I love Link's Awakening. But when I growing up, I never heard anybody talk about it. But one, the internet wasn't as big. But it's just weird how stuff like you're just able to see more people's voices.
Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
Shut up for a little
more
bit.
representation.
You, I think, Call of Duty Modern Warfare Beta. We'll talk about that a little bit. You played that. I think you played that a little more than me, maybe.
Yeah, I actually played a lot of that. It was like that weekend because I think it was out during the week or something. But I didn't really get on it until maybe like Friday or Saturday of that week or whatever. But yeah, I played it pretty much all that weekend, and it was pretty fun. The graphics looked pretty good for Call of Duty, especially because you know a lot of times they don't really pay attention to the graphics, so it's not like first priority.
Yeah, they ain't really upgraded it too much.
Yeah, but it looked pretty good, and it played pretty good. And they had like at first they had just like regular modes on there, or whatever,
like deathmatch and stuff.
Yeah, and they had that 2-on-2 mode, but then they changed it and put the like hardcore mode on there. Basically, it's like it was called like realism or something like that though, and it was cool except for it didn't tell you nothing. So like even with like regular Call of Duty, when you play on hardcore mode, it'll tell you like if you get a kill or something, you know what I'm saying, it'll pop up and at least show you like
wow, so this one is it like no HUD,
it was like
anything?
no nothing, like so you would kill a person and that was just it. I mean obviously that's like real life I suppose, and the only way you would know is if you went up and checked their pulse, I guess. So it
doesn't show you like your ammo or anything?
Nah, it didn't show you nothing. Yeah, it was, I mean, you know, it's just all screen basically. You playing. And I mean it was cool because like, you know, when I was playing Call of Duty World War II, I'm always playing it on hardcore mode, I guess, or whatever. But it was like too much, you know what I'm saying? Because I couldn't really tell what actually was going on. Yeah. Because it wasn't showing nothing, you know what I mean? So it's like, okay, I get a kill, and maybe I get 2 or 3 in a row, but I don't actually know until, you know, it's like, oh, you got a UAV, and if you ain't listening, you might miss that.
You got to.
Or you forget, you know what I'm saying? So I ended up basically just going back and playing like regular mode. But yeah, I played a lot of it. It was fun. I'm excited for that mode to come out next month or whatever too. Yeah,
I think I only got like 2 or 3 matches really. I know I did a couple of the 2v2, and then I did a couple of the I think it's like search and destroy or something, basically, where you gotta get the bomb and plant it or whatever. Which I usually don't play modes like that. I was playing with Adam and Mad, and they were down there, so I just was in the party with them. But yeah, it seems like it's gonna be good. You know, I got like on Reddit, as I always do, and people are kind of like, these are the things they need to change, and I was like, yeah, it does kind of make sense. Like, I know a lot of people, there's the like cave map on there. People are kind of like, I don't like this. And I was like, this map is kind of dumb.
It's kind of dark, and it's a lot of like corners and stuff you can like hide behind and be, you know, camped out and stuff like that or whatever. It's a weird map. I would do okay occasionally, you know what I'm saying? Depending on which type of game we was playing also, because it wasn't like you could just go only team deathmatch it or whatever. But yeah, I could definitely see some of the complaints or whatever, but I mean, you know, it's Call of Duty and you pretty much know what you're gonna get, and what all it should be capable of, or what you expect it to be able to do.
Did because we had talked about it a while ago where they made note that they're going back to kill streaks instead of score streaks. And that was one thing people were saying on Reddit. It was like, yeah, I don't know, man. I think I'd rather have score streaks. Because, you know, kill streaks does lead to more camping. As Call of Duty made famous. Like,
yeah, for sure.
In a map, like you were saying, where it's too many corners, it's like, man, I don't want to sit here running around looking for people because they try to get the nuke at 30 kills or whatever. Like, being lame gamers. So we'll see how that works, because I know for me personally, score streaks are better because I'm not that good. So
I feel that, and I mean, it almost is. It's like, you know how we said before. It's one of those things where like you will notice it, but you won't at the same time. You know what I'm saying? You'll end up playing it and just being like, oh yeah, it's kill streaks and not score streaks, because it's not necessarily a thing that you think about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And even like being able to change it. And maybe that's just me, but even sometimes.
No, I know what you saying.
Yeah, I just be forgetting about it even being a thing, and I'm just trying to stay alive at this point. So
either way, you kind of have to just play the way you gonna play.
Yeah, exactly. Where you know, if you going out to, if you playing, especially depending on which mode you playing, and if it's got objectives, are you the type of person that's going after the objectives a lot? You know what I'm saying? And then, yeah, score streaks are going to make a difference, because you obviously are going to get more if you playing for score streaks and you doing the objectives in a game mode. But you know what I'm saying? If you're just playing team deathmatch and you're just out there killing people or not killing people, then that'll determine, you know what I'm saying, how you feel about it, I suppose. And just whatever kind of player you are and what you like to play. But I guess that's what everything comes down to at the end of the day.
No, I can dig it. Oh yeah, shoot, that's around the corner now. As we like to say, October is going right here.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, right now, it's only like a few days left to September, even from the time of recording, whatever time you hear this.
But yeah, Call of Duty, man. I was looking at a list again the other day of like release dates, and I was just like, man, I think I can get through the year with only buying like 2 more games. And we'll see how that goes. What else is been on the life of me? Not really much, man. Honestly, I've been busy outside of gaming, so all that junk, I guess.
Yeah,
we did see. Took the kids to see the new movie Abominable.
I got Sarah Paulson in it.
Yeah, I didn't even know what the movie was about. Like I had saw like a preview like months ago, like at the theater, I guess, but I didn't really pay attention, and I didn't know that it was based in China and the Yeti and stuff like that. I didn't, whatever.
Yeah,
like I said, I didn't even think about it.
Yeah.
So it was cool. Like, you talk about you don't like watching trailers too much. And this was a case where I was glad I didn't know any of like the jokes or any of like the plot really. Cause, I mean, the base of the story is the girl trying to find like basically finding herself, and she lost her father, and the Yeti comes, and, things ensue. And they both kind of finding things out in life and stuff. And, it's really fun. Like, as like adults aren't gonna be like,
yeah,
this is what I'm saying. Like,
you gotta take your kids. Just you going just because you gotta take the kids to see it. Yeah, and I didn't even see nothing about it except for, and the only way I knew about Sarah Paulson was just because I follow her on Instagram.
That's funny.
And she posted a picture about it or something or whatever. So,
and I thought that the main character Yi was played by Awkwafina.
Oh, that's tight. I like Awkwafina.
It's another girl. I think her name is Carol or something. No, Chloe Bennett. And I was like, man, but they sound like really similar. Yeah. It was really weird. Like, because Awkwafina is like a distinct voice. So I was kind of like, man, what?
Because I've been watching regular show as a sleep show. And even actually just because I never seen like the end of it, basically. And she was on the episode of that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, me either. And I mean, obviously, automatically was like, hey, that's Awkwafina. But yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it was pretty weird when I saw the credits. I was like, that wasn't her. But no, it was a good movie though, man. I definitely got a little emotional. I ain't gonna lie. Like with how the story ended and things like that. But yeah, it's pretty good, man. It's one of those DreamWorks movies that like doesn't get promoted as much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, like Pixar movies always get big promo, but like DreamWorks movies kind of be either one or the other. And this is one of those sleeper ones I think people are going to watch later. Like, oh, that's not half bad.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. But I don't think I've really been watching too much, man. I'm waiting on basketball to start. That's what I'm waiting on. That's all I care about. I think we can talk about some news, man. There's been a few things since we've been off for a couple weeks. Oh yeah, I did mean to mention. I did get that Link's Awakening amiibo though. Because I knew it was gonna be like hard to find in a week or two, and I was like, I can't let that one slip.
Yeah, that's what I seen that, and I was thinking about that or whatever, trying to get it, but I didn't end up or nothing.
Yeah, I got it at Target. They had I think they had 2 more left on this side of town. I know Amazon. I don't think they had any, at least not Amazon Prime wise. Because amiibos like those, and everybody want to buy them, and then they end up being double the price. Yeah, like, whoop, don't want it no more.
Right.
But yeah, man, a little bit of news. I'm gonna do a quick thing. I don't know if they're still free or not. They might not have been, so me saying this is irrelevant. But it leads into a bigger point of the Epic Game Store on the PC. That Epic owns like Fortnite and shit. And right now, because they got a lot of money, they've been giving away free games like every week. A week or two ago, they had the whole Batman Arkham trilogy on for free, and they had the Lego Batman trilogy for free as well. So hopefully people got that. If it's still there, hopefully you can get it. Yeah, it's probably too late by the time y'all hear this, but I was like, well, download that just cause.
Yeah, just to have it.
And Arkham Knight is free on PlayStation for at least a few more days, and Darksiders 3 didn't mention that weeks ago, but yeah, hurry up on that. That's a pretty good deal. But yeah, Epic Game Store, man, they just keep having free games because I got like a lot of. It's been at least a couple months. Yeah. So if you have a computer that can run games, I guess like you might as well just get those just to have them. Like why not? They there.
Yeah, for sure.
And they've been getting like a couple like they trying to get exclusives and all that kind of thing, which a lot of people are hating exclusives right now. Oh, which is something I'm gonna go back to Monster Hunter for a quick second because they already had exclusive gear on Monster Hunter on the on regular world on PlayStation. Yeah, because they had Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn on there, and like you can like look like her or whatever, and your Palico cat can look like the Sentry bot thing. But they're about to come out with another DLC in November, I believe, for Horizon. So people are thinking it's gonna be like an actual like one of the dinosaur like robots is gonna be on there as a monster. So PlayStation people are like, cool, but then like Xbox and like PC people are like, man, no, that's lame. Like they're gonna have exclusive armor and like, what I'm saying, monster and stuff like that. So I'm like, yeah, it does make sense, but
yeah, man, but that's what happens, man. They do exclusives. It's not news. You know what I'm saying? You was just talking about how Modern Warfare is gonna have that whole exclusive situation or whatever. It's just like at this point, they want your money. And they want you to have a PlayStation specifically or Xbox specifically or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But they want that, so.
Yeah, I guess we didn't actually mention that about Modern Warfare.
Well, I think we had talked about it on...
Not recorded.
Yeah, or... No, because we talked about some controversy or something. It was
the new stuff, though, is different. Because they just announced that they going to have... PlayStation has that survival mode. That's exclusive. I know what you're talking about, though. I think. But yeah, they got PlayStation as a survival mode that's exclusive, I think, for like a year. So Xbox people are like, come on. Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know how you get a whole mode exclusive. Like, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, man. It's just about who got the money. Who willing to pay for what.
Yeah, that's really weird.
Yeah.
I wonder how that deal went down. Like, who asked for that? You know what I'm saying? Like, did Sony, like, instead of just a weapon or something, let's get a whole mode. Here's another $1 million, like something crazy.
Probably, man. They probably just put it probably was like a surprise thing where they just came in with like a suitcase full of money. Like, we want a whole mode. You know what I'm saying? We want a whole menu selection, a whole menu section, basically. And they was like, damn, we wasn't expecting that. Hey, shit, yeah, come on with it. Yeah, we'll take that. Okay, let's go.
Shoot.
But like I was saying, that's kind of what it's coming down to now. Like, who wants your money specifically? And what they willing to do to get it?
Where was we at? Now I done lost my place. Yeah, Epic Game Store, basically, they just be having a bunch of free stuff. Like, Fortnite got billions of dollars coming out the wazoo. Yeah. Fortnite has that Batman thing going on. I don't know if that's over with now. You get like a Batman costume, like Catwoman suit.
It was like a Gotham Knight Gotham area on the map too.
Oh wow. Yeah, I thought about getting on there when I saw that. I was like, man, I'm not even about to act like I'm gonna try to mess with it, man. I can't. I just can't. What have we got here? So, Last of Us 2 was it wasn't announced, but a lot more news. A lot more news. A lot more news came out the other day. Sony had one of their state of plays like this past Wednesday or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they showed a new trailer, announced the release date for February 21st, 2020. And there's a whole bunch of additions to the game. There's like a Ellie edition that come with like a backpack and a statue that sold out. And then there's like one with just like an art book and whatever else. I'm cool with just getting the regular version of Last of Us. But what do you think about that release date? It's my first question.
I mean, February is not that far off. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm excited, I guess, ready to play that mug. That's one of the games that, you know, we've been looking forward to for quite some time now. So, that's a quick little turnaround, seems like to me, I guess, as far as all the pushbacks and stuff and all the other stuff that they've been being like, oh, all right, it's ready. Well, not just yet.
Yeah.
So, I'm appreciative, I guess.
I realized that I meant to play the Left Behind DLC on the first Last of Us. Have you played that?
Man, I don't even know, man. It's been so long since I played Last of Us, man. Shit, I don't know what I played.
Because I had almost kind of forgot the ending to the game, which I remember. You know how you kind of, it's in the back of your mind.
Yeah.
But when I had seen other people talking about it and where this story is going to lead into, you know, and like the struggle that ended on that one. I was like, okay, because Last of Us, it could have just ended.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There wasn't a need for them to make a sequel unless, you know, obviously they making it because they want to and they got the story and stuff like that. And Naughty Dog doesn't really come with BS stories. So obviously it's going to be something good in there. What do you think about the level of like grittiness that this one has compared to like the first? Because the first one looked gritty.
Yeah.
But this one like looks like a big step up of just like, these people ain't playing no more. Like,
well, I mean, you know, that's something that I like as far as games go and stuff, where it's just like that bone crunching, like, oh, damn. I'm into that kind of stuff. So I feel like to be saying that this is a, you know, sequel, it's like we got to step it up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, to me, it's to be expected. I'm not saying that it is more than I expect or less than, but it's definitely something that I've come to be like, okay, how much more like gross in a way can you get? Or you know what I'm saying? How much more like blood and guts can you throw on the screen? How real is it gonna look?
Yeah, they showed or talked about Ellie in this one, which Ellie's the main character this time. That she's gonna actually have like a jump button, and like the traversal's gonna be a lot different with her. You're still gonna be doing, you know, crafting, like put guns together, They did say on this one that you actually get to see her put the stuff together instead of just being like the menu click, it's a new gun or whatever.
Yeah, that's tight.
You get to actually see kind of what's going on. They did show Joel's in there at some point. How much we don't know. And like, you know, people are still thinking because in all the trailers they show her with the girl Dina, I believe is her name. And like their relationship, and people are like, okay, so is this like a revenge story? Because like Dina got killed or something, or captured, or you know, they really still haven't said. I'm not really worried about it. It's gonna be something tight.
Yeah,
I'm kind of hoping it's not just trying to save a person thing. Like I hope it's something a little deeper than that. I mean, that's deep, but like you know, that's just kind of typical.
It's the same story basically every time.
So what are they really changing? They talked about the AI in this one because people got to play like I think 2 to 3 hours of the game, I believe, and they're saying that the AI in this one is a lot smarter, and say like, you know, you're hiding behind a car, and the people are like really communicating to each other, like looking for you, like, and they actually have names and stuff. They said like people are like, oh yeah, Rebecca. It's over, you know, look over there, and he's like, Jim, da da da, and like, they're in a lot of the gravity of killing people is gonna be heightened, I guess, in this one. And even there's like an article, I think GameSpot might have put out, was like, you're going to be killing a lot of dogs in this. And that's like super clickbait title, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, me personally, it's a video game. And if a dog's attacking me, I'm sorry. I got to kind of, handle the situation. But, they say that, the stealth in this one is to the point where if you can manage to not hurt anybody, then you can do that. You know what I'm saying? But obviously, that's going to be a harder task. And my impatience is probably going to lead to me not trying to deal with too much stuff. But, as you know, people that have played it, every bullet counts in Last of Us, or every arrow.
Yeah, for sure. You gotta make it count.
You love that kind of thing.
Stealth is my jam.
The Jizzam. Yeah, man, I'm excited. It's one of those games. This is the type of game where I don't even know if you can call Last of Us like a game. You know what I mean? There's a lot of video games that you really shouldn't even call a game because it's not like a score being racked up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. This is like a virtual, not even a virtual, just an interactive experience, really.
More like a movie or like a choose your own fate kind of deal. Like, yeah, for sure.
Because you don't have fun playing Last of Us. I'm sorry. Like, that game is too nerve-wracking. Like,
it's intense.
And there's a new monster or zombie type or whatever called a shambler in this one where they're like all big and like explode and shit. So I'm not looking forward to that because the freakers or whatever they call them, clickers, whatever zombie name, those are pretty intimidating because there's ones that can see and there's the ones that only hear and whatever else. I'm wondering if there's gonna be zombie dogs, like they always like to throw that out there to you. But
yeah, for sure. I mean, they said they're gonna have to kill more dogs on this, so. Probably
there's going to be at least a couple somewhere. But yeah, like you said, February 21st is not far away. I mean, like you said, October, 4 or 5 months, basically. Yeah. The spring of next year is already pretty stacked between that and Final Fantasy and there's some other stuff too I can't even think of as I'm making a point. But I mean, those two alone are going to be like heavy hitters in that just February and March.
Yeah, for sure.
So I know where that's going. But yeah, I'm pretty excited, man. I wish we were able to play the game early like other people.
We got to get our credentials up.
Yeah, we gotta time to get a fake license.
Yeah, turn up out there, boy. We're going to have to get some business suits and go into some companies and act like we work there.
That makes me think of Pinky and the Brain, where he made that person robot suit. And he would like have the little head, or did he have a regular head?
I think I know what you're talking about.
Maybe, I think he had the small head, but it was the big body.
Yeah. That's what we're going to have to do. That's how you get that stuff. You either got to be super crazy fine, like, looking like something, or you just gotta be a worker bee or something, a drone. I'll pretend to be a drone for some free games though, actually be a drone, I suppose. I'm doing it now for much, much less. So,
did you hear
much of a difference?
I think that's all The Last of Us. Did you hear about this new Mortal Kombat raid mode?
Yeah, it's like teams and stuff or something. You can do like team thing.
Yeah, I didn't look too much into it, but Mortal Kombat, I'm going to read some off of Polygon. Mortal Kombat 11 is getting a new kind of co-op mode for a fighting game. NetherRealm revealed. The mode will let up to 3 players work together to take down a larger enemy. New mode, Team Raids, pits 3 players against their own individual opponents that all work toward taking down the big enemy as a team. During these fights, players will have the chance to do specific challenges that could give the entire team power-ups or do extra damage to the main boss. Each of these fights are timed, so everyone on the 3-person team will have to pull their weight. As the name implies, the new mode takes inspiration from MMO raids and is intended to be one of the most difficult challenges in Mortal Kombat. So I'm kind of interested in this a little bit. They play with that as some in the towers or whatever. You do like fight, Sub-Zero at like maximum power, and it's like 3 of y'all tag teaming back and forth.
I actually like that. It was fun because I had a couple of people to try with or whatever, and I thought it was pretty cool to me to like swap out and be like, all right, I'm gonna do so much damage. and then you come in and you gotta immediately, you gotta jump straight on them or whatever.
You gotta have your combos together.
Yeah,
like you can't just go in there trying to punch. Like,
yeah, I like that.
AI too smart.
Yeah, I think it's pretty fun. I think it'll be a cool concept and it'll actually give you a reason, like, or more to do than just to fight people on. You know what I'm saying? Just having regular fights or whatever.
Because the next DLC character, is it Sindel or is it Terminator? I can't remember.
I don't even remember, honestly.
But they haven't put a date yet on it, I don't believe, for this release. I mean, it's going to be in the next patch. I don't know what all they're going to be patching in, but I would assume it's going to come with the next DLC character. I think it's Sindel. We had talked about this before. Duh.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm kind of excited for that. It's something I want to get back into Mortal Kombat a little bit because I definitely was on it, and then I was like, all right, well, I guess I'll play other stuff.
Yeah, and I have been playing it a little bit. The past couple of days, I've been trying to like hop back on it and play some local games. You know, fight a little bit here and there. Because I actually like playing as Nightwolf. I think I was considering adding him to my like rotation of picks or whatever little character squad that I run with or whatever.
Okay, so Terminator does come out October 8th.
Oh, okay, so that's like 2 weeks.
Yep, right around the corner. And then Sindel's November, Joker January, Spawn March.
Yeah, that's cool though. I mean, as far as like the next one being Terminator, at least it's something different. It's not just characters that we've already seen or had before or whatever.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna get me back in there a little bit. Yeah, Mortal Kombat is still hype. I think Mortal Kombat is top 3 selling games of the year.
Yeah,
I believe. I want to look that up because I know Anthem is like number 5.
Which is kind of surprising. I mean, not that it's surprising, but as much like trouble as they was having in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? That it still sold a lot of copies or whatever.
I know.
Not that it's a bad game or nothing. I ain't talking shit about it. I don't know why be like, man, come on, man, Anthem is the best. I don't want no beef.
Yeah, shoot, and everybody was playing that for like a day.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
You know
what I'm saying? Just as far as like what word on the street was about it, I don't actually know. You know what I'm saying? What kind of numbers they did?
I'm trying to see what the NPD numbers were looking like because I know Mortal Kombat's up there, Kingdom Hearts is up there, of course 2K and Madden are up there. Grand Theft Auto 5 still sells a lot.
It's so funny, like, at different kind of game players and stuff and just thinking about who's buying what. You know what I'm saying? And, like, 2K is up there. You know the type of people that's buying 2K. You see them all the time or whatever. You know what I mean? It's just like, dang, it's a lot of people that's, like, really waiting to play 2K or whatever.
Okay, so yeah, looking at NPD, which is the people that rank this type of stuff. Mortal Kombat, highest selling game of the year. Kingdom Hearts, 2nd. Madden is 3rd. The Division 2 is 4th. Anthem's 5th. Smash Bros, Resident Evil 2, GTA 5, Red Dead Redemption 2, and then Days Gone. So it's kind of a typical list, yet not so surprising.
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts being number 2 is kind of surprising, but I mean, so many people were waiting on that, and then it was available on Xbox 2 as well.
Yeah.
And stuff like that, so... And I'm sure those numbers are going to change so much once Call of Duty comes out. And 2K numbers are going to actually be in there soon since that came out, September or whatever. So and this was through August. So we'll see what happens with that. Mortal Kombat being high up there is pretty tight, though. It's pretty tight. Moving on. So... when I say I can't remember what the hell my next thing was going to be, just call me stupid. Okay, yeah. So Apex Legends, man.
Season 3, right around
Season
the corner.
3. I want to get your takes.
That's this week.
October 1st.
Tuesday?
Yep. So when you listen to this, it'll already be there.
Yeah, for sure. And I will have spent my Tuesday afternoon at the dentist. But anyway.
You about to get a new set of teeth, man?
Shit, I need to, but
all those Skittles are caught up, bro.
Yeah, for sure. But no, I think it looks pretty good, man. A new map and stuff. They talking about doing a whole new map. And a new character, obviously Crypto, they've been showing, and he's been in in the Wraith Labs or whatever, stealing data.
Yeah, so he's a house show reading off the Apex website. New Legend Crypto. Cool, calm, collected. Crypto deploys specialized surveillance drones to stay in the fight and out of the spotlight. So he's gonna be obviously he's tech guy.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna be doing some techie stuff.
In the trailer, it was pretty funny because they had basically Mirage was like the OG, basically OG new character or whatever.
That trailer was crazy.
Yeah, it was. It was pretty funny and just being like, man, that's my spot, and just goofy little stuff like when Mirage be on, I guess, or whatever.
Talking shit to everybody.
Mainly the new guy, and then he ended up saving him or whatever.
Yeah,
and it was a cool little trailer. Yeah, it definitely made it look like, yo, I want to check that out.
Yeah, I saw people being like, man, I ain't even messed with Apex. That trailer cold.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they know how to put a little promo together, Respawn.
And that's kind of also why I had jumped back on it a little bit, too. It's just, a couple of little playthroughs and stuff just to get the feel back of it, because I know I'm going to be playing it once Season 3 drop or whatever.
Yeah, I probably haven't played, in 3-4 weeks, it feels like. So I definitely need to play some. Get a little bit of skill back. Yeah. They're gonna have a new battle pass for Season 3. It's 100 items, skins, Apex packs, random content, whatever the hell. Crypto's gonna be there. Obviously, I'm assuming it's still gonna be legend coins or buy them for the $10 or whatnot. There's a new charge rifle. Carve your way across the arena with this obliterating directed energy weapon, as they say. And then they're going to have Series 2 of Ranked mode, which I want to see what's going to be different with Ranked, because Ranked was kind of weird.
Yeah, and because I was just playing I played a couple Ranked matches yesterday or whatever, and I was still stuck on like rank level 3 or whatever, where every time I get a decent amount of points, I just end up losing them all. Yeah. And it's just like gambling.
Looking at what they said, what EA or Respawn, their statistics are showing that 40% of people as of September 10th were silver ranked, 35.7% are gold ranked, platinum 16.8, diamond 2.1, and then Apex Predator, which is the people that don't do anything but play Apex, 0.2%, which makes sense. Yeah. And then, I didn't say bronze, that was at 5.1, because you can get out of bronze just really by just playing it. You don't lose points playing bronze. It's pretty much as anybody in there. I got to gold 3, I think, and then that's when I stopped playing.
Yeah, and that's where I am. I'm hanging out around that area.
So, and this is based off of people who play more than 5 hours of ranked, which we're definitely over that ourselves.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they're basically just trying to figure out better ways to reward people, making sure high tier players are going to be playing against high level people, which makes sense, because it doesn't make sense for me to be playing them people getting smashed all my life. But yeah, I know the one thing that's big in Season 3, they're going to be adding in assist kills, assist, which they should have had in the beginning.
Because they already do, but you just don't get it. Just doesn't, you don't get credit. Track it. Yeah, it don't track it or nothing.
So they say, oh wow, scoring this time changes up. This time, each ranked match is going to require rank points to play based on your tier. Bronze is free. Silver, you need 12 RP. Gold 24. Platinum 36. Diamond 48. Apex 60. Like I said, they're adding in assist credits. 0.75 of a second counts for an assist, I guess. I don't know. I don't want to read this whole thing. I should have did that earlier. Yeah, but they're definitely changing stuff for all you Apex people. So we'll see how it works. I'm interested in seeing all the new skins. It looked like in the trailer there's going to be like landing animations. Because if you notice, like, Watson landed and she did this, like, shockwave, like, landing thing. So that'd be pretty tight.
Yeah, that would be cool. I mean, it's cool. I like the little flying through the air emotes. Even though once you get it's only like one per person.
Yeah, I'm assuming they'll have more this time.
Yeah, but I like that, though. It's kind of like, it gives it a little something other than just floating down or, dropping down off the ship or whatever.
And they said on this... on in the trailer, they were like, "Oh, we're in outer space or something." Like they're on some like different planet, I guess, on this new map.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they're like on a different, and so you know what I mean. Like I never really thought about them being on Earth or not, but I didn't think about you know what I'm saying. It's just kind of weird that they mentioned that because I don't know. I don't really know the lore on
Going
it
to a
that
new
much.
planet. That's what they were saying or whatever in the trailer.
But this map kind of gave me a little bit of Fortnite vibes just because Fortnite map has a lot of different, like, snow here, desert here, da-da-da-da.
Stuff, yeah.
Which, it makes sense because there is a lot of just, I'm running on a plain area in Apex, but this one definitely is like, oh,
shows
shit.
some ice and it shows some lava or something, like a lava area. And so it got a new tower, obviously, because the one broke.
Mm-hmm.
So it definitely looks interesting for sure. It looks more like a controlled, like, okay, we gave y'all that little island that we had found, but now we building you an island to play on. Basically, that's kind of what it seems like to me.
Yeah, it really is. And then they got like the train that's gonna be moving around the map.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm assuming there's gonna be decent loot on there. And they did show at the end of the trailer there's gonna be like some kind of item key you can get to like open a specific room that like has like good armor and stuff like automatically or something like this. So we'll see how that really works if it even matters. I'm still hoping they tweak the gold skills or whatever a little bit, but you know I'm not that good anyway, so I shouldn't complain. Should not complain. But yeah, Apex coming out. I'll be splitting time with that a little bit, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. That's a good thing though. Like about the amount of games that I've been playing is mostly I've been on the Switch. You know what I'm saying? So I can kind of play that wherever. If I got a little bit of free time, I can pick it up and get cracking or whatever. But with all these games that's about to drop on the PlayStation, it's like, shoot, man, I'm about to have to sit down, boy. Ain't gonna be no to-goes.
At all. I don't think there's too much other stuff. Pokemon is having a live stream October 4th. That's going to be showing off this like jungle area in Sword and Shield. Mm-hmm. It's going to be like a 24-hour stream. And they're saying, you know, tune in and you're going to be able to see like new discoveries and stuff like that. I don't know if it doesn't seem like it's going to be like a moving around thing. It's just kind of just be like a set area. Yeah. This is what you're looking at. And then stuff's going to pop up. So I'm curious on seeing what that's going to be. 24-hour stream. It's pretty, you know what I'm saying? It's pretty interesting, like, why they chose to do something like that. Mm-hmm. And, you know, we talked about, like, we had the video on YouTube talking about Surfetched and those new discoveries from a couple weeks ago. But, you know, obviously, I mean, we're going to see some kind of new Pokemon. There was some information that came out saying that, like, some coding or whatever, like, showing which Pokemon are, like, have evolution and stuff like Corviknight has. I think they're saying Corviknight, the dark bird, is like the third, like the evolved form of whatever, like that regional bird, like the typical bird, and then
whatever it is, like Pidgey and stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and like Alchemy, I believe, is the second form of whatever Pokemon's before that. So it's like some coding they do that says like this name, then it's like 2 or something, whatever. Yeah. But it was just it's just funny the stuff that people find. Mm-hmm. But I'm liking the way that they're doing the reveals on this because they gave us a lot of information, but they're spacing it out well and they're doing it in different ways. Yeah. And it's not just like, oh, here's, you know, a new Pokemon and bye. Like they're trying to do fun stuff and everything. Kind of just utilizing the internet well, I guess, really. Mm-hmm. Because you can just do so much more.
Yeah, show so much without showing so much or whatever, I guess.
Yeah, I'm still excited. I pre-ordered Shield because I was thinking about that conversation we had. Yeah. And they got that double pack where you can get both, but it's not even a deal. We talked about that before. It's $120. That's just buying both games. Uh-huh. Either way, I think it might come with like a steelbook maybe or something. I don't even think it does, but it's like, all right, like, just because you put it in one box doesn't make it a deal.
For sure.
Oh, shoot. Did you have anything, man?
Nah.
Spider-Man's back.
Oh, yeah, they did the deal.
And that was kind of like, we did all this complaining for nothing.
Yeah, but, I mean, you know, I had a feeling it was just going to be like, all right, forget it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like, because at the same time where it's like, nah, we want this for the money, but it's also like, we want the whole set, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as Sony being like, nah, we not giving y'all Spider-Man. But it's like taking him out of the MCU and how that ends up being as far as for the fans and stuff. And everybody's complaining like, oh, we want to have Spider-Man be with the X-Men or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, for the better of the... I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Just for the good of the whole,
the just the
picture.
brand, and, you know what I'm saying?
Keeping everything together. I mean, I understand, like I said, it's about the money. Everybody got to get paid whatever they looking forward to getting paid or whatever. But it's also about, you know, the integrity of the story and all that other stuff. So.
Because Sony could have just took their ball and went home. But, you know, we don't know what happened in them phone calls and boardroom meetings and stuff. But at some point, you know, somebody's like, I don't know, man. I mean, you gotta just do this. Like, yeah, for sure. Because you're going to be able to tell the difference on leadership and directing and all that, I would think, with Disney being so involved and all that stuff. And a lot of the plot is with the characters around Disney, like Tony Stark and whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just like I said, it's about, you know, the bigger picture and just like how it all comes together. And of course, you know, the money plays a big factor, and that's the reason why they had all this like, no, we're not doing it, and don't even ask. But oh, my bad.
No, keep going.
I was just saying, but you know, they was gonna end up giving in anyway when somebody told them the right numbers.
And based off of the reports that it came out, though, it seemed like Disney's still coming out on top, like money wise. People made it seem like Disney's still getting like 75% of whatever. I don't know. They playing with billions. I can't get in that discussion, but it's kind of weird. Like, you know, you would think that it just went on 50-50 on there somehow, but you know, it's just weird how people are able to just throw money like that around.
Yeah, for sure.
Something small. Money wise, we talking about more streaming stuff. But Disney Plus comes out November, and NBC announced that they have a streaming service coming out next year called Peacock. You know, everybody knows NBC got the Peacock logo. Yeah. I wonder if kids really know that. You know what I mean? They don't really talk about it, but probably not. But they got that Peacock thing coming out. I can't remember exactly when, but I'm just like, man. More and more stuff. Like, everybody, it's just like, just more and more, man. It's like, obviously it makes sense that they're doing it because everybody else is. It's kind of weird that it took them this long too, but I guess everybody else is figuring that out. I don't know.
Just now getting on the train.
Just another one. It's just kind of like, all right, bruh. I know they're doing like a Saved by the Bell reboot, which I'm like, man, that's crazy.
Man, pretty soon every channel is you're gonna be paying individually for every single channel that you have.
Man, I did watch a little Grey's Anatomy with the wife because she's been binge watching it.
Yeah, everybody been watching it. It seems like I heard some other people talking about Grey's Anatomy.
Because I think the new season just starts like season 16. Like, man, that's crazy. Like, I used to watch a little bit with my mom back in the day. Like 07, whenever that was, it like first came out. And I watched the episode. I'm like, man, it's kind of interesting. Like, you know, I get you a little bit.
You're like, let me see what else this has to
offer. I'm like, nah, I got to get back to my life.
I ain't watching that mess, man. I'm cool.
Oh, man.
Grey's. That's too dramatic for me.
I gotta talk about wrestling real quick, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I don't care. You gotta ask the listeners.
Well, too late. Everybody, click.
Yeah, they turning it off now.
No, it's funny. Well, you know, wrestling's one of those things. It's kind of like Pokemon. People like, oh, you still like that, nerd? You still like that fake stuff, nerd? Like, whatever. Everything on TV is fake.
That's facts too.
But wrestling this week, the first week of October is a big week in wrestling because one, SmackDown, which used to be on Fridays and then went to Tuesdays, and now it's back to Fridays, but SmackDown is on Fox, like regular Fox channel, because Fox gave Vince McMahon like $1 billion for like TV rights or whatever, and they've done a lot of promotion for being on Fox, like Twitter and being on like football promotion, like everything like that. It's just funny, like, you know what I'm saying, when they know they put this money there, it's like, well, we about to do this.
Yeah, like, for sure.
So they're gonna be like a whole switcheroos up, like, you know, what wrestlers are gonna be on Fox and which are gonna still be on Raw and USA. So now basically what's happening is that wrestling's just on like every day. Because WWE has Raw on Mondays, and then they're putting Fox to SmackDown Fridays, and then NXT, which used to just be on the WWE Network online on the streaming, is now on USA on Wednesdays live for 2 hours.
Oh, okay.
So that's pretty big because a lot of people, one, don't know those wrestlers because they've been kind of hidden a little bit unless you really pay attention. And you're like fan, but now it's like broadening this whole scope of like, these are the people that are supposed to be like developmental talent, and some are just indie wrestlers that are now in WWE and they're way better than a lot of other wrestlers. But it's going to be interesting seeing new people figure that out. And then now AEW, which is the new wrestling promotion owned by your team, the Jaguars owner, is going to be on Wednesdays on TNT. And that's pretty big because they've just been doing like, you know, pay-per-views and like random shows here and there over the last like year or so.
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh, they got a live show. So this is like, it's bringing this new wave of like, what's really going to happen? Is this going to bring back like the 90s feel of like the wars and stuff? Or is it just going to be like, we just have more options? You know what I'm saying? So it's pretty weird, like seeing, because I'm in that realm, you know, once again, when you're in that world, you see it magnified. So it's going to be interesting to see how many people are going to be jumping back into wrestling or not. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody, they say it's fake, but, you know, obviously they got to, like, you stick with what's going on and try to make people believe it.
There's like a narrative there, too, also, where it's not just about the wrestling. It's a reason why certain wrestlers are wrestling each other or whatever. So, yeah, it's cool. You know, and it's like, it's just like any other like drama show, basically, where it's just like you hate this person and you like that person, and then they're gonna fight about it. That's pretty much, you know, it's basically Love and Hip Hop. The skeleton of that, basically. You know what I'm saying? Except for it's a little
causing
more
issues.
Yeah, the fights are actually emphasized, and it's like a structure where it's like, yeah, I do hate you, and we gonna fight it out in the ring.
Oh yeah, like I always equate wrestling to like rap music, because it's like rappers, it's like the Baby or somebody. That's the first rapper I'm thinking of, where it's like, okay, I'm a tough guy, which I don't know how tough he is or not, but it's like I'm a tough guy singing about how tough I am. You know what I'm saying? Or like singing about how much money I have. It's like, why would you do that? You know what I mean? Like, what's the point of you singing about how cool you are? And then wrestling is just like, I'm going to show you I'm the best by putting you in a chokehold. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, the concept is so backwards.
It's pretty funny.
Like, why is this happening?
It's just like survival of the fittest, basically.
But you're forcing yourself to do it. You know what I'm saying? Nobody made you.
Because you're saying how good you are. So it's like, okay, I'm going to test that then. Since you think you so tight, I'm tight too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty funny though. I think a pretty funny analogy, breakdown of the
it's
of the
funny.
sport, you could say.
Oh, and when I was saying this, wrestling is all week because yes, WWE is on 3 times a week, and then Tuesdays they're gonna have a like 11 o'clock at night on FS1. They're gonna have like a actual, you know, like NFL Live type show where you know, person's talking about what's going on in wrestling or whatever. It's like, you know, what blah blah blah. So that's gonna be pretty interesting. But there's also Impact Wrestling, which used to be TNA. I think is going to Tuesdays on Access TV, and then Thursdays is something I can't remember, a lesser show. But yeah, it's just pretty interesting, man. Like how wrestling it's in this weird turning new mode going on here. I'm excited. Like I don't watch wrestling like every time it's on. Like I really just listen to a lot of podcasts and stuff and just catch up, because you can just see everything online a lot of times anyway.
Watch the highlights basically.
That's all you gotta watch.
Same as any other sport, pretty much.
And it's gonna be a battle of like, how much can I really ingest here? Because if WWE is putting on 9 hours a week of wrestling right now, or 7 hours a week, and then you're getting another 2 hours from AEW, and then another 2 from this show, another 2 from this show. It's like, man, that's just a lot.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And people binge watch, but man, there's only so many flips and hops I can see from this guy and this guy, and poor acting from these people.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's gonna be funny seeing like the fanboys on every side being like, "Oh man, I'm gonna watch this one because stuff." So whatever. I'm done talking about wrestling.
Wrestling.
Or wrestling as the older people call it.
Yeah.
You watching that wrestling, boy? Yeah, man. That was episode 66.
Yeah. Guess we wrap it on up, man.
As I've killed people's senses of anything.
Stay tuned.
That's why I put it at the end.
For more content and stuff. I don't know.
We got more stuff. That's coming. What they say.
Yeah.
Yeah, check the YouTube. About to have gameplay out. Doing little Let's Plays and reviews, I guess, of small streams, maybe kinds.
Whatever. Yeah, we'll figure it out. We have more.
We're confident. Everybody's like, are they doing it or not? Stop being so passive.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, man.
Black Nerd Planet.
Beats. We are all the beats. We are the beats. Is that the theme song?
I don't even know.